So I've gone ahead and created a new Xcode project here and created a single view application. And with that, we are given a default instance of the UI view controller of our class, simply view controller. So, and all this is, it doesn't get any more fundamental. It's simply a blank UI element, a blank page, if you will, that we are free to add any kind of, UI elements that we want, maybe labels and buttons and control flow and text fields and sliders. And you can see that I can basically just place these anywhere on this view controller. And of course, we'll have to add constraints if we want to keep them relative to each other. But nevertheless, we can go ahead and basically create any kind of UI that we desire with this basic UI table view controller class. Let's go ahead and get rid of our view controller. Let's go ahead and move on to our next one. We're going to look at a table view controller of class UI table view controller. And this is pretty self-explanatory. It's just a, if we have a list of data, specifically text data, this is great for, we can go ahead and populate this table view with a number of cells to show us that data, and then each of those cells will be selectable. So let's go ahead and up here add in a number of cells. There we go. So we can see how this works, and then just like that, it becomes apparently familiar that we have seen this type of view controller before. Item. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of our table view controller. And next, we're going to look at a collection view controller. Now, just as a table view controller is nice for if we have a list of text data, this is great for if we have a list of image data, maybe different icons. Let's go ahead and, just as we did, go ahead and add some more items so we can get a view of this. And you can see, perhaps maybe we'll find this in a gallery application where each cell is an individual picture. We can click on it, bring us to a bigger cell or a bigger view controller of that picture itself, and so forth. Or even maybe we're laying out a application home screen, just like iOS itself. We can see this looks pretty familiar. So that is going to do it for kind of our first category of view controllers. From now on, after this, let's go ahead and remove this. But from this point on, we're going to look at view controllers that are used to navigate through our application. So we're going to have, in a full-fledged application, multiple of these table view controllers, multiple of these regular view controllers, and maybe collection view controllers, so forth. So these next view controllers or controller methods are going to be used for navigating in between our application. With that, we'll go ahead and look at the aptly named navigation controller. So this creates a navigation controller and a seed method to a table view controller. And we see this is root table view controller, or root view controller, as this is the first view we will see. We won't actually see this navigation controller. The only aspect of it, I guess, we'll see is this navigation bar up top, which can display the title. You can just say first view if you want, or whatever. Maybe this is like a list of our states, and then we can add in another view controller here, and when we connect that, it will automatically give us a navigation bar item. We can give that a title as well, and it also creates a back button we can use to navigate to our previous view controller. So navigation controller is a great way for navigating in between applications, or rather navigating in between views of an application. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of these. And the next one we're going to look at is a tab view controller. Go ahead and drag this in here. And we've also seen these, if you have any familiarity with iOS, you'll find a tab view controller as the basis for the App Store of the music application and so forth. And simply it creates this navigation controller with two items right here. By default, we can go ahead and add more in there. And whenever we click on said item, it will navigate us to an appropriate view controller. So here, if I go ahead and press item 1, I will be presented with this view. When I click this item, I will be presented with this view. This is great for just, detailing out different sections of your application. For, we can look at the music application, for example. One, we can show our artist. Maybe this is songs, or it just has a big list of songs and so forth. All right. Again, we'll go ahead and clear out our storyboard. And now we're going to look at the page view controller. So this doesn't create any additional view controllers, even though we do not see this view controller just like the roots of our other navigation controllers. So to do this, this actually creates, we have to create a file of type, UI page view controller. And this will let us add in and connect different types of view controllers for this page view. And the best way to describe this page view is to simply, just like your iOS home screen, we can have, indicators of different pages. Maybe this is page 1 of the home screen, page 2, and we can simply just swipe left and right, back and forth in between these pages, or however many controllers we want to. And that will all be determined and behavioralized from this page view controller. All right. And the last one we're going to look at today is we can find it here, the split view controller. So this will be embedded in a master view controller and a navigation controller. So essentially what we have here is an example of the iOS settings application on the iPad. So we have a table view. Let's go ahead and just throw some cells in here. Maybe this is general settings. Maybe this one is wireless and cellular and so forth. And whenever we click on this cell, it's actually going to present this view controller side by side of this one. So we can go ahead and have our Bluetooth options in here. When we collect, it'll open up side by side, similar to the mail application. That's another one that uses this split view controller on the iPad. So this one won't come in handy as much, or possibly for the iPhone, but for the iPad, this is a great UI element to implement. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing. I'll see you in the next one.